Well, hello to our viewers and welcome back to Who Reads Story. It's episode 4 and as always, I'm your host, Yujin. And today, until the last 3 episodes, we talked about the Netflix hit series When Life Gives You Tangerines, and today we're going to explore another Netflix hit, a Korean drama, which the name is The Trauma Code Heroes on Call. So to help us better explore this series, today we are joined by a new special guest. She is Alba. Welcome to the show.
Hello, so thank you so much for calling me today. I'm so happy to be here. Hi everyone, my name is Alba and I'm actress and content creator in Korea. Nice to meet you.
Yay! Welcome to Who Reads Story, Alba.
Thank you so much for calling me.
It's so great to have you on our show.
Oh, it's my honor.
And looking forward to all the fun conversations that we will have today.
Nice.
Okay, so shall we get to what we're going to talk about?
Today we are going to talk about K-drama content, right?
Right, specifically the Trauma Code Heroes on Call. Once again, this is a Netflix drama series. It is a medical drama. That means it's based in a hospital. It is an 8-episode series and it was officially released back in the end of this January. So first off, Alba, I want to ask you, did you watch this show?
Yeah, sure. I watched like not a long time ago actually, and for the first time I thought that it was just emergency room kind of drama, but no. At the end, I thought, wow, this is so realistic and emotional. So it made me like feel like I wanted to cry a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the plot was really packed with a lot of emotions and a lot of stories. And I think that I felt the same way as you because I first thought when I looked at the poster and the overall synopsis, I was like, oh, this would be another like typical Korean medical drama. But at the end of the day, after I watched the series, it was something really different because...
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Also, the main actor, what is
Ju
his
Ji-hoon?
name? Right. The main actor, when I saw him in the poster, I thought that, he has kind of charisma.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
His looks...
Yeah, it looks really good.
So after you watched the show, did you still feel that he had a lot of charisma?
Yeah, sure. He's a good actor.
Okay. So we're going to first kind of give you a brief introduction of what this drama is about. So this drama is once again based in a hospital and it specifically deals with the story of a regional trauma center or a trauma team. So Alba, have you heard of a trauma center or a severe trauma center before you watched the show?
Oh, well, I hear because this is something you learn in your life, right? These kind of things, at least. I learned in Spain about this kind of surgery and trauma center. But I didn't know exactly what they do until I watched the drama.
Yeah.
Because these kind of things, you don't have the chance to know until you watch it in dramas or movies if you don't live in your real life.
I mean, I think you summed up the concept of what severe trauma centers, or they're called regional trauma centers here in Korea. They're all about, so it's basically they are treating patients who are severely injured. For example, if they have an injured heart or brain, or if they have organ damage. So these centers are specifically designated for these severely injured patients, and they are open on 24 hours, 365 days. So they operate around the clock. So they are kind of like a critical lifeline for those who are injured really bad.
Yeah, right. And also something I really like it after I watched the drama was how all the medical staff, all the team work at
Together.
the same time and collaborate together
to save one life.
So fast. And they did a really great job when they were all together. That showed me that, it's better to work in a team as a solo.
And I think that especially for trauma centers, working as a team is really important because there is something called a golden hour in order to save a patient's life.
Right.
That is the amount of time that is really critical to save one person's life. So no wonder why in the drama we see like people in cardiology and orthopedics and also the nurses like rushing to save a lot of lives together.
That's amazing. Impressive.
And to give you a bit of a brief background of trauma centers even more, once again, they operate around the clock and they have all the cutting edge facilities that are needed to save lives. And also they have intensive care units. And currently there are 17 designated regional trauma centers in Korea, but I heard that we still need a lot more because we're going to talk about this in the later part of our show, but apparently they're struggling with a staff shortage and a lot of issues.
Oh, here in Korea?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I think they have many hospitals. Korea has many hospitals, in my opinion, more than Spain.
Yeah. So I thought about the same thing, but the thing is, these trauma centers, they are designated by the health ministry. So once again, we only have 17, but there are like hundreds of hospitals across the nation, but we only have 17 trauma centers. So I guess many feel that we need a bit more.
Yeah, right. Yeah. In Spain, I don't know exactly how many of these centers we have, because I never checked about it, but I know that we have good medical team in Spain. Actually, not a long time ago, my mother got a surgery, and my parents were so happy of how they did the work so fast and how well they finished the surgery. So I guess we have good medical staff in Spain too, but in my opinion, I think we need more of these centers because if you don't have the prepaid insurance, you need to wait long time for a surgery.
Really?
And that is really
That's the last thing we want to do if we get injured or we're sick. All right. So we've so far told you about the overall concept and what the trauma center is. Once again, the entire drama series is based on the severe trauma center. Then shall we get into the specific plot of the series, Alba?
Okay.
Okay, so basically this show revolves around the protagonist whose name is Baek Kang-hyuk, and he is a genius trauma specialist, and he is really working to establish a top-tier severe trauma center in the hospital that he starts working at. That is the Hankuk University Hospital. And Alba, I remember that when we first began our show, you mentioned how you saw a lot of charisma in actor Ju Ji-hoon, who played Baek Kang-hyuk in the poster. So could you please tell us a bit more about that as well?
About the charisma in the poster?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, as I remember the poster, of course, for drama, normally you don't have only one poster, you have few of them.
Yeah.
But the one I remember the most is he was in the center, in the main front, and other characters back to him like this. They were doing like kind of triangle, triangle shape, and the way he posed, the face, the facial expression, and even the way he put the hands. it catching me.
Oh.
That's why I wanted to watch the drama because of the poster.
So even himself in the poster kind of captivated you to watch the show.
Yeah.
I see. And to tell you a bit more about the plot, a lot of people thought that this drama provided a really clear snapshot of what it is like working at a severe trauma center or at a hospital in general, because it dealt with issues that a lot of doctors or people working at the hospital are experiencing. For example, underfunded hospitals, lack of medical personnel, which is a headache that a lot of hospitals or countries around the world are facing, and also some kind of politics inside the hospital that was also kind of delineated in the show, and also all the rigorous labor or the rigorous lives that the doctors are experiencing every day. So all of this has captivated viewers from around the world. So now I want to ask you, Alba, you told me that you watched the show, you loved it. I want to ask you, was it the same for your friends or your families or people around you?
Oh yes, actually many people around me watch this drama, and I got advice from a Korean friend to watch it. So yeah, I checked the poster first because it's the first thing I do. Check the poster of the dramas or movies. And then I decide to watch it. And I realized that not only my Korean friends, but also friends from other countries watch this drama too.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I thought, oh, this is famous drama.
It is, because it has done really great on Netflix charts, because it charted in Netflix's global TV show chart, and we've seen a lot of great response and feedback from regions outside of Korea, for example, in Japan and also Southeast Asia and South America.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I think another part that we must mention about this series is it was based on a webtoon. For those who are not familiar with what the term webtoon is, it is a online-based cartoon. So the webtoon's title is Trauma Center Golden Hour. So Alba, did you know that this show came from a webtoon?
Well, actually, I didn't know that this drama came from a webtoon until I finished it. Because after I finish a drama, I like to search a little bit more about the story and
the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
story.
behind the scene, and about the actors who made the characters in the drama. And I saw that it came from a webtoon. Actually, these days, many dramas are based content on webtoons, right? Mostly in Korea. I don't know in other countries, but in Korea, I watch already many dramas based on webtoons.
So I want to ask you, did you find any big differences between the webtoon version of this show and the actual show? What did you think?
Well, I didn't read this webtoon, this one, but I read another webtoons before, and after read the webtoon, I watched the drama, and I think, in my opinion, the Korean team make really well the dramas based on webtoon. They take all the details of the webtoon and they try to show to the viewers in the drama. So I think they do quite good job.
Well, I didn't watch the full webtoon of this series, but based on what I've read, because I read reviews of people who watched both the TV show and the webtoon, and many people kind of said that for the webtoon version of this show, it kind of focused more on the emotions and the emotional development of the characters, especially the protagonist Baek Kang-yeol. But while in the TV show, I'm sure that you could relate to this, it showed a lot of real scenes in the surgery room and how they treat the patients. So for the TV show version, I think that they focus more on the visuals rather than the emotional development of the characters.
But even that is really emotional story.
Yeah.
Because it's not just watching a hospital and the medical team making surgeries or taking care of clients. They also have background stories.
Yeah, right. For example, how why Baek Kang-yeol wanted to become a doctor.
Yeah, for example. So I feel like it's more than just a medical drama. It's just emotional, real life stories of people.
Yeah. I totally can agree with you on that point because I want to mention a bit more on how the show kind of helped viewers understand why Baekhyun wanted to be a doctor, because after he came to the Hanguk University Hospital, he worked really hard to make the best severe trauma center, and he fought with a lot of people at the hospital. And the reason why he wanted to become a doctor, we see that in the later part of the show, was because he saw his father dying, and then he was pronounced dead at Hanguk University Hospital, and the doctor who became the director of the hospital when he started working at the center, he worked really hard to save his father's life, which really motivated him to become a doctor. And that's why throughout the show we are seeing Baekhyun prioritizing his patient's life over anything, even if that means saving a life leads to more expenses of the hospital.
At the end of the day, human beings are moved by emotions and by feelings, right? So that's why the viewers can connect it more with the character and with the story.
Yeah, totally. And building on what you mentioned, I think that the reason why this show became such a hit globally was because, as you mentioned, it not only just showed the scenes in the hospital vividly, but it also really meticulously showed the emotions of each characters who are on the show.
Right.
Yeah, and then one thing that kind of lingers in my mind that you mentioned earlier, Alba, was how this show was based on a webtoon, because over the past few years, we've seen a lot of Korean dramas and K-content developing, becoming a TV adaptation version of webtoons. So do you have any favorite K-content that were based on a webtoon, or anything that comes to your mind right now?
Well, I really love K-content. I watch almost everything, but based on webtoon, I really enjoy Itaewon Class. Sweet Home.
Oh, Sweet Home.
지금 우리 학교는.
Where all of us are dead. The zombie series, right?
I love that action stuff.
Yeah.
Since I also do action, I love action movies, action dramas, and all of that has action. And also I love the stories when show real people, real human beings. So I really enjoy that dramas. And I read little bit Sweet Home webtoon. So I felt like, they are catching at least the main points of the story in the drama.
Then as a person who watched the webtoon version of Sweet Home, were you kind of excited when you found out that this webtoon was going to be transformed into an actual TV series with real actors?
I read the webtoon when I hear that they were about to make the drama. So I wanted to read the webtoon in advance and then watch the drama after that. Why? Because it's amazing to see how they translate the webtoon into a drama. So I prefer to read that. Also, it happened to me with books. For example, Harry Potter. I read all the books before the movies.
Really?
Yeah, and after that, I watched the movie. I used to do this.
How was that experience?
Well, I love Harry Potter. I'm really fan of Harry Potter. But I felt that many things from the book, they didn't show in the story. But I understand it's a movie. They need to make shorter than a drama. A drama, you can show more details. So that's why it's exciting for me to read the story and after that watch the drama. And also as an actress, I can learn many things about it.
Like what?
For example, the emotions I see in the drama or the way the character acting through the story, after that, I imagine how I do as an actress, that character, how I can act that character, and then after I watch the drama, I see how the real actor do their character, and then I can learn from the character based on my knowledge. So I mix my style and the actor or actress style, and I learn more.
So from a perspective of an actress, you kind of feel like the original webtoon is kind of like an effective guideline to help you better prepare for your role.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So in the future, if I get a role in a drama based on a webtoon, for sure, 100%, I will read the webtoon first.
So you kind of mentioned the advantages of transforming webtoons into TV content from the viewpoint of a viewer and also as an actress.
Yeah.
And if I may add a little bit more from the viewpoint of a producer or a director, I heard that it helps them a lot because webtoons, they are visual content, so it kind of helps the directors or the producers to better build it into real life.
Yeah, since it's more visual than like text or dialogue, or it's easier for the production team to create the scenes because they can see all the details in the now Korean word came to my mind, not English. Drawing in the drawing.
Yeah.
In the drawing. So I think it's easier for them to make, because also before you start the production, the director needs to make the storyboard. And in the storyboard, you need to draw the scene how you want to see in the camera, in the screen. So it's helpful also for the director to create the shot.
Then can I ask you, are webtoon-based TV content also a common thing in Spain, or is this more like focused or a Korean thing?
It's more Korean thing. Actually, in Spain, we don't used to make dramas or movie based on webtoon. Just like more traditional mangas, like Marvel, that kind
comics?
of thing.
Yeah.
Comics,
Cartoons?
more for based on traditional comics. But these days, webtoons are getting more famous among younger ages, younger generation. So I think in the future, Spain also will make this kind of dramas.
Maybe we can. Maybe you
I
might
hope
see that.
so.
Yeah, hopefully. And before we wrap up our episode today, I want to ask you one more thing. So, from a broader perspective, this show is a medical drama, and medical dramas have been quite huge in Korea for decades now. A few years ago, the drama Hospital playlist became a real big hit. We're also having another medical drama currently airing, the Resident playlist. So, I also want to ask you all, but are medical dramas a popular genre in Spain as well?
Where in Spain, in the past, same as Korea, the medical dramas were so famous. We had one drama, the name in Spanish is Hospital Central, but in English is Central Hospital, like the main hospital of the city. And it was so famous because like this one is not only like general hospital, it's just also a story behind a story of the patients and also the medical team stories, the behind the stories. So you can see real lives like this one. But these days in Spain, we don't used to watch this kind of dramas. So since they are not famous, we do more other style of content, but maybe in the future, if they adapt a little bit, you know, these kind of things change every time.
Right.
Like fashion.
The cycle is really fast.
It's a cycle. We started to wear like more old fashion again, but renewing, right? But this is the same. This is the same about the movies and dramas style. They will return again and they will make again that the style, and they will change again and they will make again like this, just renewing and adapt it to the new generation.
So we'll see when the cycle will return.
Yeah, I hope, because actually if they do, it will be really good also to make the viewers to think about the importance of the lives.
Saving lives. All right, so today we talked about the Netflix series, The Trauma Code Heroes on Call. Thank you so much, Alba, for joining us today. Did you enjoy our conversation?
Of course, you are so nice, and I love to be here with you and all the team. So thank you so much for calling me.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you. And once again, thank you for our viewers for tuning in. And if you want to check out the series, once again, it's on Netflix, so go check it out.
And I want to say something before I finish. I just want to say thank you so much to the medical team, because after watch this drama, I realized how hard it is to
Save a life.
managing and saving lives. So thank you so much for the effort. Yes, I wanted to say this.
Right, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for tuning in to the 4th episode of Who Reads Story, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye!
Bye bye! Adios!
Adios!